Also in 2019, we've had the CASE Act proposed and has passed the House recently. While that streamlines the processing of copyright complaints in the Copyright Office, there are some flaws with it that could invite trolls. There are suggestions that it should be made an opt-in process so that defendants are duly notified. Perhaps the concerns are overblown that trolling is really going to happen. It would maybe the Copyright Office would design its procedures carefully enough to discourage spam and trolling, but the government hasn't been real good at doing this with other problems like patent trolling, for example, that Electronic Frontier Foundation is always writing about. So we have to watch this very carefully. It'll probably take about a year for this to get set up once it passes. Then the biggest things in the most recent days are, of course, YouTube's changes in terms of service. The biggest change is on December 10th, where if you continue to use the service, you agree to your exposure to a certain risk. One is that they could shut you down if providing a service to you is no longer commercially viable. That's because they want to have an out clause to get rid of bad actors who cause a lot of controversy, but where they can't really prove a provable violation of terms of service. And this has a lot to do with the radicalization on the right, the talk about stochastic terrorism and that kind of thing. But it could also happen in conjunction with COPPA, which is not the same as COPPA. COPPA was the Child Online Protection Act, which was about content itself. COPPA, and that was taken down in 2007. COPPA is about the way when you put content up, the way right now your site, if it's an independent site, if you're selling things, or the way YouTube, if you have a channel, even maybe if you're not demonetized, possibly, if you're not monetized, even if you don't try to sell things yourself, where the information YouTube collects from visitors feeds their keeping of information on children under 13 illegally without parental consent.